What's up, y'all? Vibing to the jazz. Shout out to who is this artist? Christian Scott Atunde Ajua. Shout out to him for the tunes. Now's the vibrate. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Talking about Divergent creators in the Truman Show. Whenever you start to get your Divergent creating on, somebody or something pops up out of the Truman Show to try to get you to not, realize what you're realizing or whatever the case may be. With that being said, nothing can stop us. It's about our own awareness and what we allow and don't allow due to our own awareness of self. What's up, Militia Hair, Lady Eva, Miss Blank Check, Tropic Mango. What's up? And a Divergent, matter of fact, and y'all probably watched the movie too. Divergent, tending to be different or develop in different directions, But it's basically like on the movie, it was like how they had different factions of beings. You're gonna be in the scientist class, you're gonna be in the law enforcement class, you're gonna be in this class. You know what I'm saying? Like putting you in those little boxes or whatever. But long story short, though, they had some people who were divergent, you know what I'm saying, who didn't really fit into those boxes, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, again, it's no different from the Matrix in essence, Again, once anybody starts to become aware, that's when Agent Smith show up. But again, it's constantly in the world, reflecting outwardly as we grow. It's like, all right, something else pops up inside of us and then pops up externally. We take care of it internally and then take care of it externally. With a lot of light, a lot of things fly to a lot of light regard, you know what I'm saying? No matter how positive we want to be, gotta be aware. Just know we divinely protected. Yeah, like right now, transmuting a lot of energies with the eclipse energies, you know what I'm saying? Just staying light. Matter of fact, I've been outside a lot. You know what I'm saying? Grounding. As I say that, because again, with a lot of this, because that's very key right now too. People being aware to, again, like tapping into your inner guidance, like doing what you feel you should do, again, because I just finished Divergent, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to, because even having to reassess myself, with how I deal with a lot of certain things, and it's like, making sure I don't hold myself to this one, and that's just how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Again, like and upon my growth, like what I realized, again, like the more I started to not put myself in a box, something that belonged to that box would try to put me in it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first removed myself from identifying as a roster, that's when nothing but roster, hey, what's up, Ross? And come in for the call. You know what I'm saying? Like, and and it's a balance of like, detachment, and then, as you again like face those situations, it don't show up in that sense once you like, again, because what I would constantly do is like, oh, my brethren, look, I don't let me be no wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't carry myself by the, I don't call myself, I consider myself Rasta, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's like you pull yourself from a box. And that's when I realized too, again, it's like, it's not just stuff that you would think is quote unquote, what some may call, let's just say, the antagonist or something bad in essence, you know. And I even say that, but like even the things that, we may have helped us upon our growth and stuff like that, could turn into a box if we're not constantly evolving. Again, like, holding ourselves to, oh, just Kemet, or, just Hindu, or just, it's like, but again, once you start to not identify with something, you stop identifying with being black. Everybody, what up, black man? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. It is beautiful because, again, it ain't nothing like, oh, something, like attacking you as much. Again, no, it's just like we in a realm and a simulation that allows for that, inner world, external world, just like they would say on, like you said on Inception, you simultaneously creating and experiencing what you're creating, all at once. What's up, y'all? Matter of fact, don't forget to hit the like button for the algorithms, notifications, so you can get notified whenever I put up my new videos and live videos. Also, again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also got the link to the Patreon underneath all my videos as well, if you want to check out some videos that are not on Patreon and dealing with some of the same things, crystals. I deal with metaphysics broadly, but more so like crystals and subconscious, like that's kind of like my little niche. And I say like psychedelics, but again, like not being in that box of just, the crystal man or the psychedelic man or the, again, because it's just levels to it, Creating, great to see you. What's up, love the universe? What's up? Love the universe. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And again, like just right now with a lot going on too, to share, being aware to just, again, like, do I stay centered? Do our meditations, stay in our, again, and listening to our inner being, seeing what our inner being is telling us. Cause that's another thing I'm having to realize too. Like, it's like, forget what the ego and logic thinks should be or what a programming thinks should be. Your intuition might ask you to do something that's very man, like why? Like what's, what I'm saying? Like what's going on? But matter of fact, do anybody have cause also too, like podcast. I didn't do it so much last video, but any questions about type in any little questions or anything. Matter of fact, dealing with the ancestor energy in alignment with that. Because that energy is coming up a lot. And again, an understanding of ourselves, like what we're doing, and again, like those true values and stuff that been with us since we've been like a little kid, like those things that we just is naturally gifted at, that we just really love and like, you know what I'm saying? Like again, for me with doing the videos and stuff like that, I always love to, share insight. I always love to like be almost like a little radio host, in some type of vibe, Ta-da! Shout out to the I Magi Nation. The I Magi Nation. Give thanks. Real though. But, definitely again tapping in on that level. And the reason why I brought that up, because dealing with the ancestors, because you may feel these certain little urges where again, like having to sit with self and address your connection with your ancestors, and all the aspects of your inner guidance system, again, like harmonize and getting the understanding, and like, hey, you know what I'm saying, like keep things in check, because it could be, again, like and that's just in general on a psychological level, a spiritual level in essence, but it's like not harmonizing these energies, then if any energy feel neglected or whatever, then it jumps out instead of, what I'm saying, instead of, because again, how these energies are, how fragmentation starts is by neglecting a certain aspect, so in order to heal it, it would make sense to not, ignore it. Let's say hood evening, Kojo Sargent, WBA. All right. First time live. All right. Word. Welcome. Matter of fact, the Esoteric Lounge, you know what I'm saying? We just vibing. Matter of fact, Tyler, you brought up, you got that Garnet and Tektite. I just got a Agni, what's called Agni Manatite. It's said to be a meteorite, and I'm one of the people, with the meteorite vibe, meteorite, you know what I'm saying? But like if I feel it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I even keep it real and even say even if it's a placebo effect, to that extent, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of it's a healthy placebo effect. I'm with it. But yeah, it's a meteorite, and it stands for the Pearl of Divine Fire. Kind of strongly works. As a matter of fact, and it's found in Indonesia, and it's like mine, like they only get it from it's mostly underwater, so it's very rare as well. But somebody just gifted me that the other day, But I've been feeling it works with the solar plexus strong. It's not so much of a zing to it like a moldavite or like a phenakite type of vibe, or Nirvana quartz. But I definitely do feel like, like a raising vibration and awareness for sure. But what was tight that uh I got this piece uh the same day I got a candle, the candle with Juan, what it is, Juan San Milo, Juan San Malo, or Jean Saint Milo, you know what I'm saying? But he's basically like a ex-slave, you know, it freed itself and started a revolt in New Orleans area, you know, and basically in the little area that he was in, you know, they end up naming a city after him called I think it's called San Malo or Saint Malo. And in that city is one of the earliest Filipino settlements, you know, in America, you know, and just seeing the synchronicities of like, all right, got got this piece that's connected, you know what I'm saying, Indonesia, and Indonesia is neighboring the Philippines, you know. So, you know, it's something. You know, and again, like peeping out all those little messages, because again, it's like how I say, you know, reading the subconscious symbol, you know, as always. That's pretty dope. And I did that little video again with Yu Yu Hakusho and talking about John St. Michael. I mean, and that's why, because I knew it was gonna come out. Every time I do it, I'll be wanting to say Basquiat, but Jean Saint Malo. And again, giving thanks for the ancestors without tapping into it from an ego bitter perspective, you know what I'm saying? As I say that, to each his own on how you carry yourself. Broadly speaking, you should know this already, but again, you know, but you know, it's not the healthiest, you know, to allow for ourselves again to get caught up in any heavy energies in general. But that's a part of our inner work, you know, is transmuting those generational, you know, ancestral aspects, you know. And also I've been connecting you know, today, putting out there, you know, connecting with the ancestral lineage, you know, the multi-dimensional ancestral lineage as well, you know, not just the earthly plane ancestral lineage, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's dope, you know. Yeah, Crystal came to me in connection. Riley Rage, what's up? What's up? Matter of fact, that's a little download that came to me too. It's something with this realm, like I be feeling a little vibe. Like the answer, like this is, you know, like a, you know, ancestors dream realm, you know, like a simulation, you know, that was created. And it's it's like we created something in here, you know. It's like basically it's something to be discovered, like is how I put it. They said, all right, ancestors dream world created so we could create something in ancestors dream world created so we could create something in here or discover something in here that's like a missing key to understanding our existence, you know. It's like it's something, you know. And again, it's more layers to, it's so, again, there's so many dimensions layered, you know. But and just that energy too of like Again, balance and equilibrium, and that balance in between the energy of like keeping things old, you know, like let's bring back the same shit, or let's create something new, you know what I'm saying, type of energy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like gotta let go. And full moon coming up too, so it's a great time to let go. Oh, you found some red jade out in Sedona? Or you got a piece from a store out in Sedona? That's dope. Matter of fact, what I was gonna say, with Arizona area in general, with all that red, with the ground being red, nothing but iron, it's that energy to be adventurous and take action. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of root chakra energy. You know, again, because as above, so below, as within, so without. Like you look at the Earth's crust like some skin, and whatever part of the skin got a certain element, concentrated in it, that vibration associated with that element gonna be strong in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like, California, it already had gold, underneath the ground, the gold not manufactured, but then on top of that, the sunny all the time aspect, kind of essence was like manufactured, to have that, like, oh, it's always, but either way it go, the sun shining all the time out that way, and you got gold, so it's a strong solar plexus energy out there. Shout out to my fools gold. Shout out to Mr. Braxton, Crystal Chronics for this piece, sporting. All right. That's what it is. Again, it's like tapping in with the imagination and creating our world, walking in our own little universe. Because the more I will walk in my own little universe, and again, Divergent, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more stuff was like, no, put yourself in this box. Put yourself in this box, And I had to understand the balance of dealing with it too, to again not, like having the discernment, like, it's like not being scared or not, necessarily running away from it, just courageously, like, like, no, I don't, like, that's all it is. I just don't, like, oh, you a vegan? What you is? Right? I eat food, man. Eat food, bro. They said Lola said the wind out there got something to say about time, right? Matter of fact, the brethren told me about I think I know I did a video on that for sure. I didn't express that. Saying affirmations when it's windy outside, like whenever the wind blowing, go outside and say your affirmations to give a little strength, to it, like an air element. Words, the sword, swinging through the air. A sword could even cause wind, you could feel a little air element. In fact, shout out to Dolo. Hey, shout out to the 2222. 2222. Kind of dealing with relationship energy, companionship, somewhat of that Venus/Taurus energy. Because in essence, the zodiac's also kind of somewhat, let's see, go in alignment with the numbers that they align with, like the energy of one. Aries kind of, represent like that head first or masculine energy, the solar phallic head first, ramming into things. You know what I'm saying? Straight Panther, what's up? What's up? Oh, so no. So again, man, promote this brethren, man. I caught whip for one of his tracks and I went go search his catalog and just hopped on. But Christian Scott, Atunde Ajua. Christian Scott, Atunde Ajua. But yeah, brethren from New Orleans. All right. Air element. Age of Aquarius. Again, just age of information age, it's so much just flooding out right now, you know what I'm saying? And hence why, like, in hindsight, I'm seeing why, like, all the teachings that mainly align with, since what, no matter if it's a quote unquote black, white person, Asian, South American, Antarctican, like, no matter who's saying it, they tend to say these same things, but all those certain little elements, staying present in the moment is one of them. You'll hear that across the board, you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, like, seeing how, why a lot of them make sense, again, like releasing the unhealthy aspects of the ego. Again, being present, not being on no time, because that's what I do with being outside, like connecting with nature. Kind of that's what promote that. Like, stop, like, like, of course, with some things, it's like, all right, got to take care of this, got to take care of that, and I don't know all kind of everywhere. It's just like, all right, I know this got to be taking care of this, and getting it done in an efficient and swiftly manner. But you could still be present while you're doing things swiftly, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like you just because you're moving fast, you're not being in the moment, you know what I'm saying? But and I knew I kind of felt I diverted from what I was really because that's something too. As I'm joking about that though, like the aspect of being able to focus, and that's what I was bringing up, like being outside a lot to like be more present, like I find when I'm outside and just barefoot outside a lot, like I'm more, present throughout my day, and not trying to zip everywhere. And again, if I do have to move fast or something, it's done in a manner where I'm not like everywhere, energetically, it's like focused, because again, with the aspect of transitioning, with now is the vibrate. We're not focused. We're not spending our every now and like, all right, how I'm gonna get out of here? Now how I'm gonna get out of here? How I'm gonna get out of here? How I'm gonna get out of here? You know what I'm saying? It's just understanding the dynamics of, this realm is not the end all be all, and the dynamics of focus that's required with transitioning out of this realm, and how the aspect of being lighthearted. And it makes sense. I would, again, like in my DMT visions, and then just in general, it just seemed like a math equation, like it's, and it kind of somewhat, spoke to that. Man, there was somebody else did a video on that too. But I think about whichever Men in Black movie they was dealing with, not Skynet, matter of fact, Terminator, Skynet. So but it was like this virtual little wall they was trying to create or something, you know what I'm saying? But what I was about to say, don't with the transition again, like an algorithm, you know, if the energy is still attached to A, B, or C, send it back into the loop it back into the algorithm. That's just what it is. But again, that's why it just goes simply to just being present and being and just finding ways. Honestly, that's why I'm grateful that I started my YouTube channel so strongly, again, and bringing in the balance of, like, hey, you don't treat negativity like it's bad, of course, but just like, well, everything I was on was just like just focusing on the solutions and self-help, self-help. Because again, it's like, and this is me, it's that old Capricorn practical, like, all right, you said this is the law of the universe, this is the law of the universe. All right, so if it's set up like that, then that means if you pay attention to this, you keep doing this, then that have to show up according to, the way all these things set up, It's like, if I just keep working on what I got going on, this and that, next thing you know, I look up and the world is a whole different place. And it's not like you like like you're just like so into your shit where you're not aware of what's going on, because again, that's real too. Like, again, as above, so below, as within, so without, in the sense that you can't have one without the other. If you got awareness of self, like if you make sure you're so aware within, you're gonna be aware of your surroundings by default. You know what I'm saying? Just because of how much awareness you place internally. But you heard of Christian Scott? Yep. All right, you say Terminator, Genesis, Skynet. Yep, I know it was one of the. I done heard Skynet before, but I forgot what it was called on Men in Black. Oh yeah, I got about 4 or 5 videos on that. Miss Mia, what's up, Miss Mia? Asking about Moldavite. Yep, Moldavite. And what Moldavite, again, with the energy with Moldavite really is, and that's why though I realize, like, either it's perfect for you in certain moments, in which the universe, like, again, is an algorithm. If being is here and this crystal vibrate to this level, then they can't be together in that sense. But how Moldavite, oh man, my Moldavite just popped up, it just disappeared on me, or and then popped back up on me, or I lost it, or whatever, or some people lost it for good, and like, oh, I had to get another one. But like, man, the energy to transform is so strong in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what make it overwhelming in essence. Like, that's what make it feel uncomfortable. It's like it have you on that strong, like, because that's what I'm feeling. I feel it a little bit with this Agni, you know what I'm saying? Because this also, I'm just feeling it out. But from the research, it says, again, dealing with the solar plexus, but again, with stones like this and the whole vibe, especially with the meteorite thing, I like to just kind of see what I feel, like the few times I put my hands on it, I felt something, and I'm like, all right, might be working with a little shump. Appreciate Miss Michaela. Shout out to Miss Michaela for gifting me this, but most definitely. And with all that too, again, awareness and protection, because that's another thing. That's some what would some may say some demon shit, but like but that is some, like, so say for instance, I was gonna say when you get crystals from somebody, especially right now, like making sure we cleanse crystal stuff like that. But I was like, if a person, like if a person gave me a crystal and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to go cleanse it and stuff like that, make sure I clean it, and if that person get offended and get mad or whatever, then you know what I'm saying, like that's a something hungry that's getting mad. That's a hangry energy right there. That's some. It's not. That's hangriness. That's something trying to get to something. You know. It's like that's how I feel with like touching my crystals. Like everything interconnected. It's all unconditional love. But you do not have to touch my chain to see it. Like you don't. You just don't. Like I could just like show you, like, hey bro, look, check this out. I could even take it off so I could hold it close in your eye. Like, look at it, bro. Like, look at it. Get a little magnifying glass for you. You ain't gotta touch it though. But again, as I jokingly say that again, always stand in the power. Hey, somebody touch it, I re-cleanse it or whatever the case may be, it ain't the end of the world. Cause that's another thing, like stepping into the power. I'm putting some clips together from Yu Yu Hakusho right now that I'm posting. Is dealing with like just the different aspects of the psychic energy. But one of the dudes kind of was like, oh man, all the different voices and the and I'm making light of it because now on some levels, some people have trouble with these energies, and again, much love and compassion, in that essence, but just bringing it up, he was like, like, oh man, all these things, and you slapped him up, like, like tighten up, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, like. Like it is what it is. You gotta tighten up. But yeah, not being a soft victim mode empath, like in that balance again, like knowing I could go any and everywhere, you know what I'm saying, like it don't matter what environment I'm in, you know. Like, and everything is with discernment and balance. Just because I'm, you know, knowing like, all right, I'm an alchemist and, you know, I don't have to be afraid to go anywhere. That doesn't mean I'll go look to, you know, jump in a volcano. Now, again, that's why I always asterisk. But nah, if you find out that you got something, you dealing with something where you could jump in a volcano, you know what I'm saying, and come out of there. That's something, you know what I'm saying. But you gotta know that. You gotta know that. And you, not because nobody said. What's up, y'all? So, what about Labradorite? What about Labradorite? If you just asking about you asking about the energies of Labradorite, ask some specific, something that you, because I'm not saying nothing that you could Google. If you could Google it, or it's on an older video. Again, because even those boundaries, man, because like I realized like certain aspects where I would be being too nice, but from a non-genuine aspect, and it's like, all right, I gotta, because I know I don't be wanting, like I'm deal with that kind of straightforward. Like you just don't be stepping into my realm kind of way. For real though, you know what I'm saying? Like again, bro, like walking universes, bro. That's why when you go around somebody, it's like a walking universe. Like you feel like what little with little karmic contracts and you know little programs and stuff running in that universe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why when you get around a certain person, you know, or you'll feel it might be right before you get around them or something, but you know, the energy of, you know, something like, all right, I don't normally want to eat this, or I don't normally, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you about to, you know, you're around somebody who within their realm, they eat that, or that's what they, you know, dealing with. Because I always, again, like I like to look at everything from the perspective, like the law correspond, like as above, so below, as within, so without. You know, I always look at figuring things out from the perspective of like, all right, you know, like from the smallest aspect, like, all right, if the cell move like this, or if the kidneys operate like this, or you know, if my eyes, you know, if the body should, you know, but again, like with looking at this realm of you know of Earth, you know, and speaking of Agni, you know what I'm saying, and Agni again, the pearl of divine fire. You know what I'm saying? And something I just think about like, well, again, like this is like a water world, you know, in essence. And I'm not saying that was just the only, you know, stage of it at one point, but you know, and everything came like on a volcano, like a yoni, you know, a volcano, a yoni spitting hot lava, you know what I'm saying? And just so long to where things start to, you know, where it actually start to have land, you know what I'm saying? Again, because it's just a story of all the four elements like coming together, you know. Of course, fire gonna be fire. It's fire, you know. Of course, water gonna be water. and it could seem like they beefing, but they just really being themselves. But it's like them finding that alignment, because that's a part of this dream realm too. Is this earthly plane is it allows for all these different elements to to exist simultaneously in one area. You got sandy areas, leafy areas, dry areas, wet areas, hot areas, cold areas. And on the esoteric level, I look at every little little animals and stuff as like a little being, and like, all right, they got their little world, facilitated with the water. They got their little world facilitated with these trees, or. But again, definitely the name of the games, again, like it's a balance to that explanation of why, it sounds paradoxical. Like you're saying, be present right now, stay in the moment, but then at the same time, I got to get out of here. It's like, and that's what makes it a unique learning situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, ta-da! That's what makes it so unique to so much of a unique learning situation. It's because of that. That's why I realized again, like just the importance of like healing certain karmic aspects, right now, because it's like you simultaneously healing the whole existence of it, in essence, simultaneously, past, future, it's kind of like a little droplet into time. Yeah, and again with the Agni, the things coming from like a volcano opening and just eventually rising up. But reason why I was bringing up that because of the as above so below aspect, and also seeing like with a lot of ancient stuff, you see stuff connected with beings coming out of the water, being connected with water. Because I jokingly brought that up one time, like dolphins and whales just was like on some shit like dolphins and whales was like our kinfolk that like y'all on land, bro. Y'all do y'all thing out there. Y'all gonna be trying to swim with us. Swim with the dolphins. I want to swim with the dolphins. I'll be back. Oh, Flipper. Shout out to cousin Flipper. You need. Cousin Flip. That's another thing too. We may find ourselves understanding, like again, like all our different incarnations and what little energies we were like connected with in past lives, or like again our ancestral lineages, not just on a physical plane level, but again like on a multi-dimensional, level. So yeah. Oh, Riley Ray was asking if the Labradorite good to wear every day. And again, man, that's like let me catch you right. I know you're asking for with that one. like, again, you're gonna always fill it out. But unless it's like really causing you to feel uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying, then you don't, you know what I'm saying? Or you know it's time to like cleanse it or something like that, you know. But it, again, it's all on your intentions and what you're healing, you know. Because again, let's look at it like little universes. Like what teacher I'm dealing with, what lesson, you know, am I learning from dealing with what teacher, you know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with Pyrite Universe. Well, in Pyrite Universe, it's confident around here. We strong, you know. In Pyrite Universe, things is also cubic, so there's a lot of practicality and forward energy. You know what I'm saying? With this Pyrite world, you know what I'm saying? So it's like knowing like, all right, I need to be, you know, looking for some help with being more balanced and structured, you know, or manifestation of abundance, you know, you work with this universe. Because even with that, again, like internal realm first and external realm second, again, we can't get lost in the sauce with these crystals, you know what I'm saying? Like working with the crystals. And again, because the crystal gonna be the crystal just gonna vibrate at, you know, and again, like in essence, you know, living, especially some and some crystals more than others, like they have sentience, but for sure, like I think it's like certain celestial quartz, you know, and just quartz in general, a lot of times, you know, you'll find I wonder why is that. I guess I'll catch that one later. But you know, they'll have like, you know, again, like little beings, you know, a lot of times it'll probably be Devic Kingdom beings, like from, you know, like the fairy kingdom or nature beings or ancient beings, because again, a lot of this comes from deep in the earth that been there for a while, you know. But it was something else. I brought up motor, I brought Labradorite and wearing it every day. Oh, and just writing about the crystal prescription vibe. You know, again, working with crystals till you see like a difference, you know. It's like, again, like I work with a certain throat chakra crystal, and then it'll get to the point where, you know, even without wearing it, it's like I'm still embodied. It's no different from me, you know, it's like as if I was still wearing it, you know. Like, and again, it just helps too. It's dope that, you know, can make it like, you know, fashion, you know what I'm saying? You know, while we here, we're gonna be fresh, you know what I'm saying? Be fresh while the paradigm is shifting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You can't calm any crystal's energy down in essence. I mean, you could speak to it and, you know, because again, it's all about your imagination. You could do whatever you believe you could do. And let me, as a matter of fact, because this is a moment for me as you're asking these questions. I'm grateful for this. Give thanks. Like, you know, it's your imagination, you know, like in essence, like they have like the set aspects, because that's another thing too why I be balanced about speaking of Divergent, staying on the subject of Divergence. You see how you set the tone so we can always come back to it. You know, life is like a trip, and these videos be like a trip. You know, it's like, yeah, like, all right, come back to Divergent. But you see, and even having my moments of having to remember on my trips and journeys, very key. uh yeah, like, you know, like like actually letting like, hey, Super Seven, when I'm working with you, calm your energies down. You know what I'm saying? Keep it, you know what I'm saying? Dial it down just a little. You know what I'm saying? Again, like if that don't work, or you don't have any I say you don't, because everybody got the ability to do these things. But if you're not on that level of doing it, you know, like grounding crystals, because honestly though, but that's me though. I feel like it has like a little balanced vibe to it, but some crystals still can be overwhelming because I keep it real, even be real, which is some grounding crystals can be felt, in an overwhelming manner. I think about hematite, like it's one of the most strongest low, but probably matter of fact, I have to look at that. Like, what's the most densest but strongest felt crystal? I know hematite. I have to be on that list because you just could feel the like. Like that hematite, you know what I'm saying? Have you good? Because that's another thing too with balance with the prescriptions of certain crystals. If you're dealing with anger issues and high testosterone levels to a point of unhealthiness where you just always find yourself, you know, where you or somebody else getting harmed, you know what I'm saying? Like hematite, not the crit, you know what I'm saying? And that's that Mars energy. So that's bringing in Mars, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Mars going on right there, you know? And hematite again, like pumping iron, like like that Ogun energy. But again, like you could feel like the sturdiness of it. Same thing with pyrite, because pyrite basically is like hematite with sulfur in it. That's what make it yellow, because it has the sulfur. So it has more of like a dynamic, like a little spark to it, and it kind of again works with that solar plexus area more than hematite. Pause. Moment to breathe. Might seem corny or crazy, but again, just remember, this is a simple thing, man. Remember there's at least one time a day. If you can't remember constantly, just stop and take your deep one. Keep vibing with the jazz. Staffordite, I never worked with Staffordite yet. I saw that one. I saw that one came up when I was researching about this one. I think Colombian Night or something like that was another one. I know it got matter of fact at one time, but that was a nice ooh. But again, and that's the awareness too, and that's what I'm dealing with right now is to remember the balance, like we're working with crystals, to stay grounded, like I'm here on this earthly plane for a reason, yeah, I, want to tap in and be tapped in metaphysically, with my extrasensory perception and all that good stuff. But again, what good is it if I'm ungrounded with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that be the unhealthiness too, like working with a lot of high vibrational crystals and being in a high vibrational state without grounding is like we so up there, any little wind could blow and knock us over, you know what I'm saying? Like with little air element come through, little thought. 'Cause that's why I feel like, oh shit, like I'm hearing everybody's stuff. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I catch myself with that. If I catch that feeling coming back where I feel overwhelmed, but honestly, I've been staying on that. Again, I got my big root chakra chain that I wear from time to time, and then I just got this with the root rakshas, and root rakshas is, bro, I love it. And root rakshas definitely have you on some like smoothly grounded, smoothly, like root raksha is like that gentle warrior crystal. You could be ready for some action, on some Tai Chi vibes. Be doing your breathing, you're grounded, and you're tapping in. And again, matter of fact, I guess that's the love vibe, man. The connecting with the Hindu ancestors, because I know Agni Mani is a Sanskrit word in connection with the meteorite Agni Manatite. And again, Agni Mani stands for the pearl of divine fire. And then the root rakshas, what it is. It stands for Shiva's tears. I forgot how the word break down. And again, think about all these little things. Like, again, this doesn't mean, oh, I'm wearing root rakshas, so I got to worship Shiva. Shiva archetypical energy exists within you. And whenever you tapping in with it, it's like calling upon it. It's like in the game, you know what I'm saying? It's like literally like a Final Fantasy, and you got these 5 ancestral energies that's in your powers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that, all of them don't exist in you in some way, form, or fashion. It's just like, we may have like, again, like 5 or 3 main archetypes that we connect with. Because again, that's awareness of self, is having to acknowledge, like, all right, I see that I strongly gravitate towards information on this being. Before I even knew who they was, I was doing a lot of these things that's connected with what this being do or whatever. And again, it's just like an algorithm, like, just a way of connecting, because we knew we was forgetting, in some way, form, or fashion. So it's like, all right, let's lump all this together. Oh shit. Because our language was on a level where fucking I just hear me out, to just say like where in English might be a whole library. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Where our language could cover a lot of ground, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, we forgetting how to talk like this, or how to communicate like this. So we're gonna, when we create with all these different aspects, instead of just breaking them all down, all right, the solar plexus, the ocean, wealth, sexual energy, go ocean, you know, uh, you know what I'm saying, and Mercury, solar energy, pop a leg, but you know what I'm saying, like, and it makes it easier, again. I forgot how meditative and how much you could tap into all kind of little downloads just from looking at certain little sacred geometry shapes. Gotta get the hip hop vibe popping though. Gotta pick it up. We gotta pick it up. Hey, appreciate it. Matter of fact, any and all donations is greatly appreciated, of course. Of course, of course. If you ever feel it, you come across an old video in any moment. It ain't gotta just be in this moment, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just gotta be in this moment. It's all greatly appreciated, for real, for real. I appreciate y'all. Time we gotta switch it up. We gotta switch it up. This is from, well, they don't have no person name to it because I always like to try to give shout out. Just more so. Oh man, none of the ones popping up. But matter of fact, shout out to this brother named Landrell. And his and that's another thing too I caught as I said that. And something simple as that, you know what I'm saying? Like jamming music and stuff like that. But just being aware of of like what energies we connect with and tie ourselves to. And again, like Divergent, like what rules we like, making sure we're not boxing ourselves into certain little areas. Hey, because awareness is key. Just gotta go to my dog. And matter of fact, your typo shows why world and word so closely together, because you create worlds with words. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Because again, thinking about the four ingredients, being impeccable with the word, and seeing the science too. Ooh, do I have that tablet with me? That brings up again with Judy K. King bringing up with the ISIS thesis and the aspect of transitioning and how the story of Jehud is connected to to an aspect of RNA. Shout out to Brother Panic for bringing it up. But the way our gut, like following our gut feeling and how everything is, resonant with, because it basically gives off an auric field too of a certain little distance. But like dealing with you know what? Nope, I caught myself. Trying to do too much for this video. That'd be another one. Because I want to have some of the literature with me when I speak on it. And this is a podcast about divergence, which that is dealing with divergent energy, though, understanding that aspect. Because something with phage lambda, and basically for one, how the head of it is shaped like an icosahedron, and how it's copper and a few other elements that's connected with it that cause magnetism strongly. Dang, iron, copper. Let's see. I thought I might have had it here with me. Matter of fact, and of course I don't. Well, until I say that I drop. And matter of fact, hey, I appreciate y'all for appreciating me through my vulnerable moments and all my little, the sun always shines. The sun always shines. There's something I was about to speak on. I thought I was going to catch it from looking at the comments. I know I had talked about words and worlds. Oh, and just right now too, in general, man, like a lot of figuring out things, like, where being aware that they will have, certain aspects of people, may be losing it, stuff like this. Like back to what I brought up earlier about, I see why it's so important for us to just be, aligned with ourselves and be on a certain level of focus with our alignment, because, like to not get caught up in the externalness, And like you create your world and don't let the distractions of the external world create you. Basically. Don't let the distractions of the external world create you. It's not a part of your nature. Imagination. Yep, because matter of fact, we don't want to be out here. Again, you letting the external world create you, like letting the NPC, non-player character. Because as a matter of fact, if you want to make, like your spirit guides and ancestors like upset. It's like continuously like giving your power away, in the sense of like, again, man, everybody can't be Super Mario. It ain't like with that everybody all exactly alike. In the grand scheme of things, of course, the no thing, what I'm saying, allows for everything, you know what I'm saying? But again, there's still a few particulars. And again, though, to not get caught up, though, in allowing the unique expressions of source that, again, like our unique expressions, to get caught up in an unhealthy ego aspect. Again, a part of this experience is, again, like creating, simultaneously experiencing. And I even say it like that, more so uh, a little denser, uh, and dense for lack of a better word. Because, on the higher dimensions, it pops up like this. I think about my DMT trip, you know what I'm saying, where, before I could even get the word out of my mouth, like shit pop up. And I already kind of did some research and came across some vibes where something was, my spirit guides was letting me know, like, in different dimensions, and I say different dimensions, but well, let's just say in a higher planes of existence, things move faster, you know what I'm saying? So things manifest quicker. Just looking at how the energy raising higher right now, you know what I'm saying? Like things are manifesting a little quicker. We still in a denser version, a denser dimension compared to other dimensions, that vibrate on a higher frequency, but still, it's like you still see like that shift for thing, quick. But again, like in my little trip, it was like as soon as I could even, and that's what I realized with putting everything together. And it's just from my experience. You don't have to believe none of the stuff I'm saying or whatever. I get, again, this comes from a collection of, my reading, my own experiences, stuff like this. But, just the key again now is to vibrate on that level, getting the subconscious right now, because if not now, then when? In essence, and not being hard on ourselves if we do find ourselves procrastinating, because that just creates more bull corn, but the importance of again being present with it. And see, trying to say too much. Was talking about the MT trip. Oh, and whoever dropped whatever I just was like, wherever I just stopped at, or whatever. If somebody throw something out there, type something out there that I could catch, you got a crystal wire wrap coming your way. Hey, you got a crystal wire wrap. I gotta stop doing that. Real talk though. Off of the aspect where I did it. It's my second time doing it. But I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention enough to say I'm talking for hours. I'm paying attention, and it's not like I'm not paying attention in those moments as much as it's just the energy shift. There's something in the wind, the fart in the air. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little Cola. Little Cola. Matter of fact, as you saying the sounds, because I that just went straight to that, and showing how worlds connect. Like bringing one thing up or connect me to another world or another experience. Another dimension from my experience. Uh, the electricity aspect. I remember it was my amethyst. Matter of fact, Dino, because matter of fact, that was the first and only two crystals I named. Dino. It was Dino and Margaret. Margaret was my Unikite, and Dino was my Chevron Amethyst. And we was on 4ACO DMT. And I remember like every time I would put it happened when I did different ones, but the amethyst, it didn't matter if I put it to my actual forehead. If I just had anywhere close to my head, in general, I could hear like it's like something talking to me on like the electricity level, type of vibe. And as you say that, if something talking on the electricity type of vibe, what was that? Damn, another that's all right. Oh, that's what I was talking. And then with so one the amethyst though, I was receiving, so as I was hearing the electricity message being given to me, I was also like receiving insight of it at the same, like I was getting the message at the same time, in essence, which I can't remember. And that might be something. I'm gonna have to see what's up with that. In the Unikite, like every time I put it to my first eye, it kind of just had like a strong tingling, feel like I could feel it strongly. Like, and I felt like electrical surge going, through my hand to my first eye or whatever. But uh yeah, that electricity sounding language, most definitely. Yeah, at DMT. I know. Again, I was talking about like that's another aspect again to help me become, be divergent. Other than like the power of now and meditating a lot, but then also like a couple of my DMT experiences that just really allow, like, all right, damn, I'm creating all of this. So like if I stop dealing with so and so or this energy, it stop existing in my world. Because I realized, like, dang, all right, that's why, like, some of us are so important. Like, some of us have, like, and not more important than that, like, where that focus is necessary for, certain beings' survival, where if other beings wasn't focusing on them, they wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So that's another, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like the Truman Show. If as Truman was discovering, like, oh, I'm on a show, so I could leave this show, and shit, he leave that show, then technically, that show don't exist no more, or that world don't exist without Truman. You know what I'm saying? That's it, great. But again, it's not on no like again, no superiority, inferiority aspect. It's just the general truth of, like, again, some of us with extrasensory perception a little more tapped in than others, and even with myself, like, I know somebody out there just as tapped in as me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like I'm speaking from a place of, like, again, like, it ain't no superiority or inferiority complex in this thing. You dig? But again, that's definitely with that awareness vibe, like the Truman Show. The moment you stop giving attention, like, hey, come on. And that's a sign that our energy, is pretty strong, and that uh, it's like, that awareness to be accountable for everything you do. But again, don't always trip out or think it's you. And, like, in the sense of, like, like, again, like with that bright energy, there's going to be some trickster energies that's attracted to us by default. So being aware, again, it's like every time Truman was tightening up, or I come through with the beers. You want a beer? I'm straight. That's another thing too with these, again, like the divergent energy and not fitting in the matrix. That's why, like, I realized again in certain areas where I was like complying to fit in essence, and it's like, man, fuck that shit. Like, be myself to the fullest, and whoever could stand it, because again, it ain't like I'm, again, being yourself to the fullest, as I'm saying, it's not me being disrespectful or like going around and pissing on people late, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wilding out or nothing. I'm just being true to myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, you know. Cause that's why on any level, that's why any energy of like making me feel like where it feels like guilt. And again, that goes back to self though, like being aware to not feel guilty for any, like there's no reason to like forgive yourself, forgive whoever was involved, you know. There's no reason to feel guilty. But yeah. Don Prince, appreciate it. May you continue to prosper too. Yeah, D. It's another thing, stepping strong in that awareness where I have no enemies. No enemies. Except for the ones we create in our mind. Cause that's what I was gonna bring up too. That's what we're gonna see right now. Like, cause even catching myself, like making sure I'm not going back to those old programs of like them or they or like, bruh, it's me. I'm creating. And matter of fact, in the moment I done got into they and them and get lost in the they and them, then I'm, you know what I'm saying? But that can't happen. It won't happen. But it's like staying within, you know what I'm saying? Like within that awareness, It's like having those healthy boundaries, because again, the subconscious on display, where everything is going to be expressed from a place of where, somebody sees it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because what's happening is the veil is lifting, and the veil is lifting for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody going to be able to see, like, how much they've been creating, their own reality, you know what I'm saying? In some way, form, or fashion. And again, some may be able to handle that well, some may not be able to handle that well, you know. But again, as we doing what we gotta do, we gonna be, where we need to be, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's something I want to start doing more too, is like having more connections, you know what I'm saying? Like little events for a soul fam connection. So for everybody who, you know, always been a part of the epic lifestyles, universal frequencies, and a part of the fam. We gotta connect, but only the real. But again, if I'm being real, then only real, because that's what it is. Again, like once I start checking down on realness within myself, again, like, all right, I am, hey, da 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 da. And then bam, all right, cool, check self, and then la da la da la, and then pops up external, and it's like, all right, hey, so and so, I gotta, share with you like I just shared with my internal self. that I no longer A, B, or C, or the way you do that I bumped my head for a little minute, and I'm back aware and set that healthy boundary. Yo, what's up, Tony? Hey, we got Neff in the building, y'all. We got nephew in the building. Black Ninja, YT. But no, I ain't go to that store yet, bro. Wait, who? I'm straight pain talking about the tangles when you working with particular crystals. And matter of fact, I know one of my brethren too brought up. Matter of fact, shout out to Mr. Hollis talking about taking a picture of the crystal and like zooming in on it and seeing like different little faces, or like you might see like a little like a different little face, or you might see an animal, or just some type of little message or whatever, from it. But again, that's something we could probably make your eyes focus in like that. Take a little time. Nesh A, greatly appreciate it. Much love. Even with speaking of Divergent, that's how I be feeling with the way I present information. Like, like sometimes and I check myself. I did have to check myself. I'm like, am I being that purposely stepchild underdog, like on some like, again, like victim mode, like forcing myself to not, deal with certain people or something of that nature. And it's like, no, now again, I'm continuously growing, so I'm becoming more and more, able to network and socialize and things of this nature, you know what I'm saying? But oh my goodness. Just let it come back up. It will come back up. Dang, no, it was. I can't even remember. Oh well. I covered everything in my little notes. It definitely was just feeling that vibe to bring up again that divergent energy. Again, most of the podcast is like general subject matter, but then also kind of checking out what y'all running about and whatever question or whatever, you know. Which I shout out to not having, again, bro, because that's all, Like you start to weed out trolls. Like I see less trolls. It's like inner to outer, inner to outer. But less trolls inside, and more so. Not that the trolls don't exist. More so just awareness. Like that's what really heals ourselves. Is like the simple work is awareness. When I, when you really think about it, awareness without judgment. Simply put, in essence, because like once you become aware that you've been pushing this part of to the side, when you become aware of it and accept it without judgment, you know what I'm saying, and continue to, again, get in the habit of accepting it without judgment, so you could again, so it could, eventually heal from being rejected. You know what I'm saying? But acceptance. Do you work with it? No, I haven't. I worked with Angel Light a few times before, but I'm trying to think. Like crystals like Angel Light got like, especially just that light soft blue. It got like a real softness to the throat chakra energy, but then also like matter of fact, that'd be the remedy, dealing with a lot of heavy energies, or, or being overwhelmed by your shadow energies or something of that nature. And when I say being overwhelmed, like again, like the intenseness of having to face, your shadow, and again, the angel light kind of have like that high vibrational, like, like it has like a little strong connection with the high, with your spirit guides, should I say. I mean, because again, we say angel light and stuff like that. Because again, getting real about a lot of these words and like the word magic and boxing ourselves into certain shit. Because that's the whole aspect too of what we learn. Is like whatever we've been dealing with in these incarnations. One thing is for sure is to know that whenever we awaken and become aware, to carry ourselves, accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like all right, I'm aware that I'm creating my like every single thing because again, like once I had my DMT trip, for sure, it was like, all right, again, because the meditation and being in the moment in certain aspects was showing it to me, but that just like blew the roof off of it of like, yep, like this is, like whatever's in yourself. So that's why I got so, again, so guarded about like what get put in my subconscious, you know what I'm saying? But I was like extremely like, I ain't gonna say so much extremely like that be necessary at the beginning of the group. But I ain't gonna lie though, I guess it seemed like 0 to 60 because like I'm a person where, like, all right, I was this way, but then once I learned this, it's like, all right. And once if I'm strong about it, I'm like, like, you know what I'm saying? It that's my blessing and my curses, I guess would be not say curse, my blessing and my weakness is my outspokenness. Sometimes, because being outspoken sometimes is like a hit or miss, a lot of times. Not say hit or miss, but it's like, man, you just was too out. Not say too, but you just killed killed the vibe, because again, it is what it is, but I understand too though, like with being outspoken is like like a tactfulness to your delivery, you know what I'm saying? And I'm learning how to develop that tactfulness to my delivery, most definitely. Say in the kitchen. We up in the building. Hey, let the song jam for a second. The sweetness in my verse make your love work. The verse is the universe and make your love work. Hey. Rapping and crystals made it happen. Crystals start clapping like Buddha's in the second line. Rap cocaine have you going off the second line. The heart is a crystal, like gusher shooting juices through my love pistol. Rose quartz, my love miss you. Over leaking, I need tissue. In meditation, healing mommy issues. I'm ill, my medicine is can I chill with you. Bumblebeeing in the moment, definitely. I wanna surf you up like the last drop of gumbo. I wanna stick my papa leg butt in your ocean. Seeds thrive up in the womb cause of darkness. God going inside itself. Big bang, come over here, help me spark this. Matter of fact, self-realization was the first sexual act. Now it's the vibrate, meditate on that. Man. One more time. Oh, man. Sweetness in my verse make your love work. We'll have a verse check. All right, verse check after this. Sweetness in my verse make your love work. The sweetness in my verse make your love work. The verse is the universe and make your love work. Hey. Rapping and rapping, the crystal made it happen. Crystal started clapping like is at the second line. Rap cocaine have you going off the second line. My art is a crystal, like gusher shooting juices through my love pistol. Rose quartz, my love issue. Over leaking, I need tissue. In meditation, healing mommy issues. I'm ill, my medicine is can I chill with you? Bumblebeeing in the moment, devilishly humble. I wanna slurp you up like the last drop of gumbo. I wanna stick my papa leg bud in your ocean. What comes next in this verse? I wanna stick my papa leg bud in your ocean, and then whoever typed that in, you know. Matter of fact, and if you know you got it right, you might as well type it in and send in your mailing address. Email me your mailing address. You get this nice little chrysocolla piece. Oh, somebody, I know somebody about to. Oh, who got it? Nobody know what comes next in the verse. Or do I need to repeat it and stop it again? It say, I want to stick my papa leg bud in your ocean. And then, mm, 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 mm. All right, hold on now. Let's see. Put you to sleep now. Man, nobody. Sheree Prather, you close. Man, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. Overleaking, I need tissue. In meditation, healing mommy issues. I'm ill, my medicine is can I chill with you? Bumblebeeing in the moment, devilishly humble. I wanna slurp you up like the last drop of gumbo. I wanna put my papa leg bud in your ocean. And you close, Sheree Prather. Nobody come closer. You will run it and you'll get it. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. Nah, Miss Rachel D, you got it. Seeds thrive up in the womb because of darkness. Seeds thrive up in the womb because of darkness. God going inside. So they're back. So like the last drop of gumbo. I want to put my papa leg in your ocean. Seeds thrive up in the womb because of darkness. Yeah. God going inside. Yep. Seeds thrive up in the womb because of darkness. So, Rachel D, send me your mailing information to my email address. I'm about to type it in right now. Yeah. You was close, Sharad Pratha. You was close. Oh. I'll switch it up again. Matter of fact, also anybody in the if you're in the Louisiana area, or you're near Opelousas, Louisiana, on June 26th. On June 26th, gonna be at an event, K Reno. Matter of fact, legendary. Matter of fact, shout out to K Reno and Point Blank of the SBC from Houston. They're doing a book signing and a vinyl signing, and I'll be out there with my crystals on June 26th. Matter of fact, I think about like, and that make me realize too, just in general, like this realm works again like our minds, like in the essence of like a subconscious, like what's called underground rap is almost like, it's like the rap that moves through the unconscious realm of the rap game in essence, you know what I'm saying? But its presence is still felt through its substance, because a person like DJ Screw, like DJ Screw didn't, like he was slinging his stuff out of his crib, and then of course he got to where he got his own store and stuff. But like, he ended up having the whole world knowing what DJ Screw music is, you know what I'm saying? Screwed up the whole world, know what I'm talking about? But yeah, plenty of y'all in the area. Right. Should give it a T on the Orleans voodoo. Man. I mean, for one, if you're unfamiliar with that in general, but not so much like it's more so Santeria than voodoo. Voodoo still have like, what people like become patrons of a certain saint or something like that, you know what I'm saying? To the point where they actually consider themselves to be sons or daughters of these actual these energies. But the voodoo is not so much as Santeria, I find. But I haven't been on the real scene, out there on any level, but I can tell you though, just on the energetic level, just going out in New Orleans, like you could feel like, all right, that like, you could feel like a bunch of stuff popped off in New Orleans, on the indigenous level, like you just feel it all, like you could. It's a beautiful little mix, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like because I remember doing a video about the shadow beings in New Orleans and how they like fun loving shadow beings. Like, it's like, oh, come on, have a drink. And, but the next thing you know, something done happened to you or whatever, you know. I did a video about that because somebody brought up the shadow beings in in one of the Appalachian forests or somewhere that's real irate, where it's like as soon as you go into that certain little area, it's like you could feel like spirits screaming at you down there almost. But oh my boy, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, the energies though is strong out there. They got some real practitioners out there. But in essence too, you could feel the strong, like you could feel Marie Laveau. Like, I'm sensitive enough and then I connect with her energy. So I could feel like when I went out there for the Brother Panic lecture, matter of fact, I went out there to New Orleans for his lecture, and the little area I was staying in wasn't too far from the cemetery where where her grave is, and not too far from one of her known homes. And again, that's connected because matter of fact, like New Orleans, besides Jean Saint Malo revolt, you had another one after that was one of the biggest ones I think in the South or something like that. Like, and I realized that like that's why Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama to some extent too, they make sure, but like they keep Louisiana as slow as possible because the most rebellious and most activated beings was around here. Like, you know what I'm saying, or some shit. Like, and you could, so it's like that's why that push for racism is so held on to out this way, stronger than the other places, or at least on the obvious level, because again, it's still, what turns in what goes from just straight up like, hey, like I'm trying to take your land, boy, turn into gentrification or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I know I had to take it to the 3D. I had to take it there. I had to take it down, but yeah, you could definitely feel again in the mounds in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge was I feel like mounds used to be possibly like mountains because I'm always aware of this and pick up on this energy. Anything that we see big somewhere, it was probably way, way bigger than what it is now, especially if there's a city built around it or something like that. Like the mounds in Baton Rouge probably was higher than the state capitol or, or something on that level. I'm not saying, but, possibly, but then it got cut down so you don't see like, oh shit, people was doing stuff like this around here, or whatever the case may be. You got 2 mounds on LSU campus, not too far from their stadium, because that's ritual. Like people building campus on the indigenous grounds and using that indigenous energy to win football games. Man, that shit crazy. Oh my goodness. I shade to the ancestors, man. Get a thing. This Matrix, boy. This place here, man. But again, it's not on no vibe to be like, oh man, fuck the major, I can't stay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like not, it's almost like, in which, not saying nothing wrong with it, because you could always hold that vibration, in which we all done had some point of questioning on some levels. But again, it's like understanding the beauty of it, and like, all right, this really did help for me to like fucking tighten up, and you know what I'm saying, shake shit up, rattle my feathers as a soul. You know what I'm saying? And me right. Whether we got tricked into coming this round, that's the thing too. I don't. This I realize the subtleties in reading what we saying when we be saying certain things. Like to say that in one area, oh, powerful beings, da da da, but then something forced me into this situation. Well, then shit, whatever forced me into this situation would be way more powerful than me in that. If I got forced into it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like then, you know. That's the same thing with like a lot of religious people with the devil, or just more so the devil energy. I'm just like, damn, if the devil that powerful and you got to worry about him that much, shit, it seems more efficient to pray to the devil. And that's from that perspective of how they tell the stories and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that devil, man. It's like shit. Which in some cases, they may speak it on a level which is close to what is referenced to. And again, it's just the temporal aspect of our being. It's the illusion, the lucid illusion, Lucifer, illuminated, ilmatic, illuminate it. Man, matter of fact, any metaphysical questions? Let me stop because it's been a while since any metaphysical questions or anything that I spoke on that you got a question about, or anything dealing with being a divergent, creating. But Q&A, what's up? What y'all got? Yeah, Grover Washington Jr. That's who I was looking for. Matter of fact, shout out to Grover Washington Jr. I do not own the copyrights. And if I didn't say it already, Temple of Zah, greatly appreciate that donation. Greatly appreciate that 999 blessing. Most definitely. I think that's what I'm gonna start probably doing too. But I guess it'd be too much like paying and not a little thing. Like probably the first person to send me a donation, I preferably through my Cash App, but Super Chat as well. But send a piece to the first Super Chat or donation in general. And I don't know if I finished fully running it Riley Rage on the voodoo scene. But again, I just know like the energies are strongly felt, like you could feel. As a matter of fact, the brethren I brought up, he was hung in Jackson Square, so the Jackson Square area, not too far from the French Quarter. Cause that's another thing you feel a lot of that energy, and it's Juneteenth. So as you saying this, like that ancestor energy out here on that level is very strong. And that's again, like as we transmuting it through that unconditional acceptance, but without allowing for the bitterness or negativity of it to overcome. Because again, like eye for eye, we'll all be drunk. I mean, all be drunk. Eye for eye. If it was a fifth, we all be drunk. See how all of us are saying, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. Eye for eye, we all be blind. That's why shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. One of those, that's why it got said like that. Because it is one of those little program ass saying. I always say cliche. But it has realness to it. And eye for eye will all be blind. Hence why we not out here, again, like people not out here trying to like re-enslave people that was enslaving them. It ain't like we out, you know what I'm saying? And like that's gonna solve anything. Like, oh, you made me a slave a while back, so now it's time for me to, and then all that do is that's just a back and forth again. It's interchange, like only thing I could change first and foremost within this realm is myself, and how I view things and how I deal with things. How do I respond or react to certain situations is what I'm aware of and have control over first and foremost. I can't be worrying about if Joe so and so got it together around the block or need to get it together, or because again, I be catching myself a lot of times with them posts or just like, bruh. Which I get it though. It is like a lot of stuff that need to be posted, but as far as like informational wise, to not say need to be because it's well, yeah, need to, but it comes out indirectly. It's not like we like, oh, this needs to. It's like it's a byproduct of us learning about ourselves. We sharing. All right. First is narcissism, voodoo, demonic. Like, I never heard of the terminology narcissism, voodoo, but if you're just in general, sound like what a lot of people use the, that's just how unfortunate how the word magic, how I say, how the dice may roll for your fortune with word magic, but voodoo be used as almost like a verb for like doing rituals or energy work. In general, when it's really tied to a certain, like like a certain culture, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, you so and so did a spell, like they put some voodoo on you. Again, like it's like voodoo then turned into like a verb of like a spell in general when it's a whole, not just doing spell work or something of that nature. But everything is just cause and effect, Hence why with a lot of voodoo work, again, understanding the laws of the universe to a point, Well, you understand the energetic exchange. That's why sometimes some people sacrifice goats. You know what I'm saying? A four-legged creature. You know what I'm saying? For another possible four-legged creature. You know what I'm saying? Or another possible, you know what I'm saying, creature that's the size of a goat. But whatever the case may be, it's just all about the exchange. Because again, it's where your heart at, and understanding what you're doing, because again, back to me talking about my transit, or like the transition and energy of dealing with the DMT. It's like you're your own judge, you know what I'm saying? Like you transition and you'll be like, oh, damn, I did that. Oh, I did this, like it's your own, hence why so much of the healing to transmute, guilt, you know, it's like, cause that turns into a reason to reincarnate, you know what I'm saying? But nothing could kill your soul. That ain't no such thing. Unless you say it enough to where it could be created in essence, but uh, you know, the energy will be transferred somewhere or something of that nature. All right, what are your thoughts on our ability to exist in this realm as gods in the human form? What are my thoughts on the ability? It's again, and I kind of brought that up earlier, but not speaking from that perspective. I was talking about like the balance of the parity of it, like, but not necessarily speaking of that, but like, like, all right, I'm source, I'm infinite, and I'm also in this temporary bodysuit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm no thing, but I'm also able to be every, like that little parody, but just and I talked about that too though, just the accountability levels, like again, like with being aware, like all right, I'm sourced on the human experience, so I have to like again, now is the vibrate, and I would treat myself like as if now was the afterlife in essence, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that this place again, because the afterlife, like, cause some people might have negative thoughts or positive thoughts, but it's like, again, no good or bad, right or wrong. But again, yeah, like being aware of our, actions in our now moment, as it, creates on a multi-dimensional level, you know, past and future constantly getting changed in our now simultaneously. You know, the future is now, it's not like the past and the future exists right now. Now is the time machine. Right now you could access any dimension of yourself you need to. You could go listen to an old love song and tap into the dimension of when you was 19 and your girlfriend was so and so down the street, and and whatever. But again, like, and that's where it becomes like a dimensional detective, or like a movie vibe of like, like, all right, if I am gonna, like, all right, I want to tap in, I want to time travel to the, when I was 6, so bam, you turn on that song and then bam, you there, you know what I'm saying, and you could, transmute some energies. But again, what I realized too, what I feel like what's being learned on the collective is like the most you could do is just, without time traveling or multi-dimensional aspect of self, is like again the unconditional acceptance, of like changing what we can and accepting the things that we cannot change in that sense. But for the most part, like, because I feel like in a lot of my trips, I would always channel a message like they had this time travel vibe of like trying to fix shit, and then realize you either way it go, you still was gonna fuck something up. It just was over here this time instead of over there, or this time you did it, again, almost like Doctor Strange going to those different dimensions and like, all right, I saw all these different dimensions, like a million of them, but only one where we defeated Thanos or whatever, But oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I'm grateful to be tapping in stronger and stronger. And also see, because that's what that really be too. I just don't be giving into like when I be forgetting stuff. Because I also a lot of times I be tapping into saying some shit that if I keep on fucking, it's all good though. It be all good. It be all good. Oh, and that's what I was gonna say too though, the butterfly. I was gonna bring up the butterfly effect though, but yeah, that butterfly effect vibe. It's like, he Ashton Kutcher, because literally that's what, you know, again with any different like the subconscious again, like it takes you there, you know what I'm saying? But Ashton Kutcher had a journal and he, could go back in his journal and read a certain part and then literally get dimensionally put there, like, and he's there, you know, and his consciousness is focused in this dimension now, you know, and it's still they still dimensions that was layered, from that perspective, the movie layered in his earthly existence. It was just, again, different aspects. He wasn't like, again, it was like from that one lifetime. So to put in that perspective, but again, well, I forgot all the different little details, but like just for examples, though, roughly speaking, spoiler alert, somewhat, but like, trying to get the girl, he didn't get his girlfriend, so it's like, all right, let me go back to a moment that was pivotal when we was little kids, where I could have, where things changed in that moment. So I'm gonna go back to when we was behind the house, go in the journal, bam, all right, behind the house, and bam, he did the do. That's his girl. Now that shit shifted. That ended up becoming his girl, but oh shit. In this reality, his best friend blew up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, shit, man. So and so blew up. Bam. Go back to try to fix so and so blowing up. And then I'm on crack, It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think that's why so much. As I talk to myself, because again, like, like the aspect of like, of course, we creating from the will of our inner source energy. You know what I'm saying? But like again, like the aspect of surrendering to that inner source and inner being, and like and knowing that, as much as we try to micromanage and control certain things, just allow for things to flow more smoothly, where you're creating with a flow and not rigidly, trying to control and micromanage every little aspect. That's the shadow aspect of the Cappies. Shout out one of the shadow. No, it probably could. No. Yeah. With the organizing. Thought about Virgo. Not organizing, but like it's like overworking or like working and organizing things. As a matter of fact, I drifted and I was talking about different dimensions, but from the question of what are the thoughts on our ability to exist in this realm as gods in human form, it also make me think of the Ouroboros, the message of the snake chasing its tail. That's what being in this realm, in essence. Well, more so when you're in that mode, I feel like, you know, of like looking for God. It is like more so like the snake chasing its tail to some extent, because like, all right, you're looking, but by you looking for it, again, like the laws of it, like if you looking for something, then you making it lost. You know what I'm saying? If I'm running after something, you know, then I'm making it run from me. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, it's like it's creating that situation. Man, I'm so grateful. I don't even be knowing like how long I be like. Shout out to the 220 marks, but not even paying attention, man. Gratitude for real, man. Good. Real, man. It's a blessing to, you know what I'm saying? Sit and chop it up with Peer again. I imagination on that level too. Like, stop putting these rigid rules on ourselves. Who say, like, I can't, again, like, do videos the way I want to do my videos? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to call my shit a podcast before you actually see the mics and all that shit, then that's what is this a fucking podcast, because that's what I say it is. That's just what it is. Like, and this the Truman Show vibe. So here it is, where I'm like, bro, this bitch a podcast. I don't give a fuck. Then the Truman Show vibe come up. Oh no, this is not a podcast unless and it's not. Hey, bro. But I understand though too though on the vibe of of course, don't let it be like a settling factor in the essence of calling it a podcast and just it being a video and settling for that in that essence. But it's like, bruh, that's what it's who say what a rule book that's how I started on my go-to. That's what helped me a lot. Like, what a rule book that said I can't do this shit. Like, that's what I would ask myself before doing something that felt like it was like, in a little area of like treacherous, or just something where a little programming or trauma exists for us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, it's like, well, what a rule book that say you're gonna go to hell? Like, all people who do podcasts, all people who do videos and call them podcasts without the podcast equipment is subject to eternity of beautiful life. Or either way, like, like, you start to see how, again, and speaking of being gods on a human experience, like, you be them as a god created your own little boxes, your own little demons, your own little monsters, your own little things that you putting in your way, because as being God on a human aspect, that's what psychology about, like the inner aspect of just inner harmony. It's like, all right, I'm the God of this inner universe. So within my inner universe, if I start to cast out a certain energy as, oh, you're not a part of me, or or at least like just like not accepting it, or like it's bad, then I'm creating like something to fight against, or a rival. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that moment as God, on a human experience, within my psyche, because yes, it's like, what we speaking into existence, and honestly, because as I'm joking about like the podcast vibe and doing videos, how I do, you know, I understand though the accountability, of just sharing information in general, or insight, or just accountability of how you share it. Hence why one of the earliest stages of my growth, I'm so grateful that, again, like I always knew to say, like, hey, I'm not your guru. I'm on my growth just as much as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because even with that, it's like people still because again, that's a programmer. Like, oh, somebody know a little something more than me. That's my preacher. That's my guru. It's like, no, bro, you could tap into this just as much as me. You know, you you got an intuition. You got, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, I even tell an NPC that. Fuck, like, bro, look, 9-player character, you have a chance. You know, but being aware even of that, you know, like being aware of what 9-player characters you blessing with that. Joked out. Nah, bro. For real. Yeah, that accountability, you know, because again, it's all tote non-stop. You say tote, but that energy of the universal scribe that's keeping up with, you know. Cause you know what I had to hold that thought. Matter of fact, I'll be right back, y'all. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Matter of fact, I gotta put on the Ramsey Lewis. Right, peace to Randy Lewis. Called Funky Serenity. Funky Serenity by Ramsey Lewis. Matter of fact, man, this is a nice little record, boy. I'm glad I'm gonna keep that one. And matter of fact, Miss Temple of Zion, if there's any other, like, you know, questions or whatever, you know, to build off of that. Off of what I done said. Hey, 844, 88. Don't forget any newcomers. Thumbs. Hit the notification bell. if you want to be notified of whenever I post a new video or I do lives, you'll be notified. Make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. And again, check out my links underneath my videos to see how to send donations, to connect with my Instagram, and also to connect with the Patreon page. And then also when you're interested in jewelry. Again, if you're interested in any pieces, in fact, got my artistic collection. Might have got that beautiful piece, black obsidian in Esoteric. It's a nice piece. Nice piece of blue carbonite. The size of my hand. Nice size. Yo. Again, create, man, cause that'd be a cool thing too. Like I'd be looking at them afterwards. I'm like, bro, this just was a crystal and a bunch of wire wrap, and now it look like a whole little party going on up in that thing, man. Bro, it's so funny too when I start to like transmute a lot of past energies and a lot of egoic energies. Like my ego be looking for identification in other areas, in the essence where I find like my accent will get thicker. Sometimes like if I'm working on myself strongly, and I say like get like that's a bad or good, but it's just like something. Or not say the accent thicker as much as like trying to lean towards a lot of old terminologies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing wrong with that though, as long as we keeping it present, moving forward. I says that funky hole in the wall, liquor house music. Hey. Well, for one, let me go straight to the word tapping in and how we just be using words loosely. Tapping in is just another word of like, let's say when I'm using it, because again, like a person who believe it the Easter Bunny is God, when they say tap in, they probably gonna tap into the Easter Bunny. You know what I'm saying? But for me, when I'm always, it's always in a sort like for my growth, and at first I had to question if it was from a place of being fearful or of something external. Well, it's like no, it just makes sense, and you see that it is all internal. Like don't externalize nothing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when I say tapping in, it's like like more so being in yourself, tapping in, being in, but no seeing in. But being in your body. But you say, what are some ways that you tap in? Like honestly, a lot of like to get clear things, I do a lot of breathing techniques and void meditations. Not say void meditations. Well, you call them that, but like meditations to just be clear and let whatever pop up, and not in the sense of like why let it pop up and stay with it. It's like again, like you're just sitting there And more so, again, like you being still, this would be like making sure the area is silent, or you got something that's like therapeutic, like be outside the birds chirping, where you just kind of just, and that, and in essence, that's what you'll be kind of focusing on, be more so like your breath, but just the quietness, you know what I'm saying? But clearing my mind on that level, sitting down doing the void meditations, and I always share. I use a pranayama breathing. That that makes one of the biggest differences in my spiritual practice, and it has been one of the biggest differences. Like it's the whole reason why I could. And you see, though, that's the thing, though, getting off of that vibe of just because that shit could help me, oh well, let me still go try some shit that's unhealthy. And it's like, bro, like get the fuck off of that shit. Or like because say for instance, the reason why I'm talking about how strong that breathing is though, because like I could fuck around and go massacre a dozen donuts, you know what I'm saying, and drink a gallon of milk, let's just say, you know, on the vibe of like, just how far removed I am from eating like that all the time. But like I do that, and I stay on my breathing and make sure I meditate strong after that, and just by staying on that breathing, it's like it, kind of keeps it from affecting you in that sense on some levels, Because also, I guess, because with pranayama breathing, you also like, and the more you do it, you're like releasing like little spurts of DMT. And DMT, again, like what we release when we transition, aka what some people call dying, but when you transition or have a near transitioning situation or near death experience, or when we lucid dreaming, you know what I'm saying? So that constant little, taste of that energy allows for you to know how much you are creator of your reality, to the point where, like, all right, whatever I ate, I don't have to look at it as bad. Like, like, hey, that's just a meal I ate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to transmute matter a little better, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, especially when you're strong, strong willed with that, and being able to strongly focus. But, and again, pranayama is through the nose and out the nose, and because again, different types of breathing is for different situations, And when you're breathing, oh, also importantly, I always gotta show this. And I probably stand up sometimes, let it show. You're not breathing. You know how sometimes I used to breathe in our chest. Our chest get bigger, like your chest get big. No, this one is your stomach. So when you inhale through the nose, stomach out, exhale. And do it, it's deep, so again, it's bigger and it's deep until you can't go no more, and then exhale till you can't go no more, you know. And I just kind of found my own little count in that, I don't necessarily know if it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I just pull in, pull out. But that helps to tap in and transmute a lot of energies, and just help raise the connection with extrasensory perception. Makes it easier to I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But what else? Another way I tap in is visualization. So speaking of the I imagination, is like doing visualizations. And matter of fact, because what's fun is I'm grateful because it be fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, I remember one time doing my sound healing techniques for my organs. And I did I was visualizing my liver. And my liver all of a sudden reached out and gave me dap. You know what I'm saying? But like all those little things, like again, bro, and that's where the shit. That's where again, like I vibe with learning from books and stuff like that. But again, like as we shifting, creating things more so from a symbolic expression and not so much on all those words. Because again, like a picture's worth 1,000 words, quite literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Like one dot on a sheet of paper stands for the universe and all, and all that is in essence. So one dot, explain it all. Bam, the end. But you know what I'm saying? Period. And the period. I'm gonna be on that period. Anyway, because I'm jokingly saying that, jokingly taking it to the, like, period, and tying it to the woman. Because God, when we think about source energy, it's just more so in its primordial essence, just the feminine aspect of source energy. It's the more primordial aspect compared to the masculine aspect of source energy. But oh yeah, again though, the visualizations, I got this little house, I got my little astro house. It's kinda like my little safe house, like on kinda like on San Andreas on some shit. My little safe house. Matter of fact, like I the feng shui out because I pictures not knock on the door. I keep the door open or whatever. I just walk in. But I got it laid out because in the back left corner of my little safe house, that's where the abundance area is, on the feng shui level. But that's where my bank is. And I got like a little bank in that area. You know what I'm saying? With like all the resources of all what's necessary for multiple dimensions. So no matter what dimension, we straight with the current flow. You know what I'm saying? But and again though, it's like doing those little I think of another one that strongly helped me. It was one with the sacral chakra that it's not coming to me. But again, like that's exercising that extrasensory perception muscle. Because again, you start to realize it. Cause that's another thing with my breathing. That's why I got a little cocky and a little loose with my eating. Because it's like, all right, this breathing technique and doing all this kind of, I'm still able to do it. But again, the food still has effect. Like again, it's not being on no super extreme nutritionalist aspect. It's just being aware that yes, the fuse and whatever we put in our bodysuit has the effect on our bodysuit, and it's literally even way bigger than that. And I say we're bigger, I mean you can say simpler, bigger, either way, but like it's putting a little universe. It's like a whole little universe, like like one orange is just the naturalness of what an orange is. Let's just say, compared to a candy or a bread that got such and such and this and that. That's a whole little world. That's a whole little universe. You got yellow 6. That's a whole little world. You got bitryptamine chalasamide, and that's a whole little world. And you got and shit, and ingredients list be long as fuck. So that's like a bunch of little worlds that you just invited, into yours. And ain't no good or bad because you're aware. Again, conscious. That's what it's about too. Consciously aware, being aware of self. You ain't do nothing wrong or bad, and if you ain't tripping on your, like if you straight is straight. You know what I'm saying? That sense of it, but it's like you're inviting all those different worlds into your world. You know what I'm saying? It's just like again, I always reference the movie Osmosis Jones. Like what's his name? Ate some shit off of the ground or whatever. And not to say that that's the real aspect. It's not what I'm getting at. But long story short, though, he ate something and then bam, then this little virus, personified again like Osmosis Jones, the white blood cell. It is basically like the police of the body. You know what I'm saying? But But I definitely do a lot of internal visualization, just visualizations in general. Exercise that visualization muscle. Exercise that visualization muscle. Matter of fact, like to the point where I got to the point where I would jerk and jump because I would visualize something so vividly. And literally, that's what I was telling somebody. I was like, it feel like, like if it wasn't for how dense, or just maybe some. Let me not blame it on the atmosphere as a whole to that extent, because it does go both you first and then collective. But it's like, fuck, I probably would have teleported to that place, like literally, you know. I guess if whatever needs to happen or whatever, you know what I'm saying, with the bodysuit or whatever. But like catching a little jerk from visualizing. And again, like we want to be able to visualize things to that extent, you know. Or like if I visualize my grandmother's house back in the day, I could smell her perfume. I could smell the back room, smell the Black and Miles in the back room where we used to smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but again, using those abilities to create a new, you know, create new situations. But all right, and let me just make sure I answers for this. So, what else do I use to tap in? Of course, working with my crystals and working with them with certain intentions, and just always having them around. I ain't gonna lie, like that's it's again like with everything, with every tool, you don't want to like a calculator. You don't want to become dependent on a calculator, none of this. And that's it with anything. Long as you're making sure you taking the necessary actions and not depending on, oh, wait till I get this, then I'm gonna do this. So wait, like like nah, I gotta take action before I get a piece of moldavite. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do whatever I gotta do before a black tourmaline come around or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, though, again, it's a beauty and a blessing to be able to always have crystals around. I'm telling you, man, that is like again like one of the most helpful, you know what I'm saying, uh helpful little beings and tools, you know what I'm saying. I say tools, but also like little beings, the thought forms of energy, you know, because again you're also tapping into different parts, like certain crystals might come from a certain areas where certain ancestors' bones was, and that got put into the crystals, and you working with that crystal. You know what I'm saying? Shit, and again, like I joke with the reincarnation vibe, shit, you might be working with yourself. You might be working with a crystal that come from an area where your old reincarnated bones was. But as I say that, I'm jokingly saying that because all that old shit uh, with like a lot of like going way back with dinosaurs, stuff like that. Like the further you go back in the existence of this realm, the less dense it gets. So, with like a lot of crystals didn't even exist on that level. Like again, like lead didn't come around till recently. Like lead couldn't even exist in the earliest stages of Earth. In essence, like that all had to happen. With hydrogen being like the number one and one of the lightest, you know what I'm saying? One of the lightest elements. All right. Breathing, visualizations, working with crystals. Uh, just always standing the affirmations, affirming always will help me, to just always stay, aware. But again, eventually you get to a place where it's it's not necessary to that extent, in a certain area where, like you don't always have to affirm like I'm a creator of my universe, I'm a creator, it's just gonna become, like it gets to a point where you more so you'll be saying like I'm grateful to be a creator of my universe instead of like trying to affirm it to more so like kind of coming from a place to try and make it happen or like trying. I say like you're trying to make it happen, but trying like making sure, not saying trying, like making sure that you're like instilling it in your subconscious so you like affirming it on that level. But again, it'll get to a point where it's just like man, I'm grateful for that ability, Oh, and I ain't even catch. All right, so hold on. And Straight Panther, I just caught your question earlier. Let's see. Then again, in another medicinal aspect externally, but I don't, and that's probably why I haven't manifested nothing no more. Because honestly, like at this point, again, for me in the psychedelics, I like to make sure I have shrooms for my little microdosing vibe. But it's really no more I could get. I ain't gonna say it's nothing I could get from a DMT trip, but I mean it really just kind of intensifies what already exists, if that makes sense. You know, like so it's like I don't need to intensify it no more when it's already kind of, not say kind of, but it's already, well, I say kind of in the sense of like, not on the level of a high dosage of psychedelics, but, it's already on a level where, all right, I see it. So do I really need to like blow it up, and put it on the big screen? You know what I'm saying? Again, on that level. But I ain't gonna lie though, again, like with the my one trip, I do say that I still got that I want to do is my 5-MeO DMT. Whether I do it through the toad or through the toad or ayahuasca, or again, or the form of it that you vape or smoke. But yeah, Temple Azai, I trust that I covered, a few little things, But yeah, Straight Panther, yes. Have you had any paranormal experiences lately? Oh yeah. But a veil is thin. Like sometimes I just laugh at myself at how comfortable I done got like with want to call apparitions or ghosts, you know because I know I started like talking to ghosts and energies out loud when I first started strong on my growth around, when I first started my YouTube channel, because I remember I would start to see them more vividly too. But yeah, matter of fact, in my home, I just inherited, from my and I say just, but that I'm out here dealing with right now. But from my great auntie to my father, then to me. But my great auntie was the one who used to live in there, and feeling some of her energy and my uncle energy and having to talk with them. Like, hey, what can I help y'all with? And I don't know, disrespectful vibe in that sense. I'm joking, but in the sternness of it though, like, all right, auntie, but Because again, a lot of those souls, just looking for, leading that help, you know what I'm saying? Especially with our ancestors. Again, that's what the whole aspect of the ashes and giving thanks, kind of give a little light to help them through their path, of transitioning, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely the little ghost vibe. And for sure, like, be real with you now, like, again, every night is Halloween now. Like the veil, like, is just like every time nighttime hit, is like the veil is on thin. Which that's why a lot of people do speak on that. Like, bro, I don't like being out at too late at night or being. And not that nothing wrong with it on that level too, because again, I'd be out outside at night on that level. In fact, shout out to the owl that came through the other night, but that's definitely that energy though. All right. Temple of Zion is all up, man. That's what that's what I chose to be in this realm of reality in this lifetime for. You're quite welcome. No, bullshit, no. Bullshit, because again, uh, everything I'm sharing or whatever what I'm saying, whatever I could connect with, you could tap into it and be just as great as well. For sure, for sure. Oh, matter of fact, the little record, I didn't even know this. Matter of fact, again, man, that's bro, I'm telling you, I'm so in there with y'all. And again, for me, I see the therapy in like doing YouTube videos. Cause I see a bunch of people starting to take a liking to like live videos who didn't probably once do live videos. I like to do them as a person who presents, videos. I be seeing like more people going live. Like, all right, check it right out. Shit. But it does, cause be real with you, because we are like, that social aspect exists in us. No matter how much we, gotta make sure we protect our energy and this and that, and be aligned with our true inner universe and all that good stuff. It's like, bro, because again, our inner relationship is our external relationship. Do I not trust myself to the point where then I can't trust nobody externally? Because my external trust is a reflection of my internal trust. You know, I had to write that down the other day, you know, uh, like a heartbroken energy, with any type of thing. It's like to not allow myself to be heartbroken, like where you let something break your heart. Not say break your heart, but like in the terminology of it, to the point where it's like you don't even go back or deal with that energy no more. Let me see if I got that. Yeah, I courageously love myself after breaking my own heart, and I forgive myself eternally. And what I mean by breaking your own heart, like you could break your own heart by like making a decision that you like, like, damn, I didn't want to make that decision. And now all of your now moment decisions is based on that previous hurt. So now you're not experiencing the fullness of life because you're guarded because of when you broke your heart. Again, when you allowed yourself to deal, let whatever situation happen, you know what I'm saying? But again, like you being hard on yourself, like you like gotta be light on yourself again, especially right now. Like that's why again, even with my earliest videos, it's like shit, I rather be more focused on the optimistic and the positivity, more so again, like I would always say, it doesn't mean negativity not gonna exist. Cause I remember shit within doing my videos, if y'all remember one of my story times of bringing up how my bike got stolen to let me know not to go extremely into la la land with that positivity stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but again, it is a balance because you know one thing I can say, as much as we bring up to be aware to not be like overly positive stuff like that. When we on point energetically, we're living a life where we're smiling and enjoying ourselves more than frowning and being bitter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely has to. Again, like I rather just stay light. Why not? Why not love myself to the fullest? What do I have to lose? Do you think clone synthetic weed has the same effects as shrooms? I've I've came across some cannabis that done felt like, like, and I say like it was one strand, but I didn't smoke in certain moments where, it really felt, like I could love meditation, you know what I'm saying? Like very strongly. Like I basically was like I smoked and kind of almost had like a little out of body experience in essence, like I felt the boundaries of my body kind of disappear, but I ain't. It's like once or twice, but it was just a psychedelic euphoric effect more so. Again, on that level, it wasn't necessarily like the actual therapy that the the psilocybin puts you through, because that's another thing too. It's not like the mushrooms help a person to heal due to the chemicals, like, oh, the psilocybin is healing you. No, it's the experience that you have from taking it that gives you a different perspective where you walk away from it. uh, I mean, to some extent, if anything, I mean, you would but it's kind of like the energetic experience, still in essence. Not so much the psilocybin, but after taking shrooms or dealing with those realizations, you definitely probably want to detox in some way, form, or fashion. Because again, in some cases, some shrooms and ayahuasca like that too. I heard, where you take it, some people throw up beforehand because it's like get all that other shit, get all that yellow dye, get that universe, get all them other little universes out of you, so you could experience a more cleaner version of your inner universe. That's why my psychedelic experiences started to change through, like through time, or through moments of time, whatever you want to say. But anyway, uh, like that shift in oh, damn, what I was gonna say. Oh, it'll come back if it was that important, which it kind of, it's all good. And the spirit realm again, like and again, demons ain't like a bad one man's god is another man's devil. And with the word demons was like another word for spirit in essence, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a bad thing, you know, in that sense of it. But spirit in the general sense of it, you know, is from my experience of learning, you know, like a spirit is like the aspect of it's like the animated aspect of your soul in this realm. You know what I'm saying in that sense. But like as far as you know, demons and unclean spirits, you know, that first and foremost starts internally. You know, like you have certain things that you may have been dealing with internally, and again, as the things within you vibrate and does what it do, then it manifests externally for you to have to deal with some of these external versions of it. But again, like things are only as bad as you make it out to be. You know, like the people like to one person pull up by the gas station, the hood, the brethren sitting outside the stove might jack them or kill them. To somebody else that pull up, you know, they might feel that same people like, oh, what's up, bro? Or you know, pull up and not look at them like that or whatever, you know. So and it don't have that effect, you know, like. But yeah, with the demons aspect, like you know, again, and and what some people use in the word of demon, not again like a demon energy, like is an energy that consumes. Like so instead of like being able to create and being able to like basically it needs to consume something else to generate energy, you know. But again, that the word demon, because again that's like that would make the woman's vagina demonic in essence, you know, from that perspective of like, you know, pulling in the sperm energy, you know what I'm saying? Like consuming the sperm energy, you know what I'm saying? So again, like really with a lot of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like quote unquote demons, or what some people may call demons, is a lot of times just unchecked energies inside that turn into something, you know. Like, because again, a lot of religious perspectives actually create demons. Like, because it's like, oh, it's us right here and them over there. Instead of learning the process of individuation and becoming whole and harmonized and understanding, like, well, hey, you know, that part of me that like to have sex a lot ain't, that's natural. You know what I'm saying? Because even with that area, for sure, like we naturally, because religion turned that into you know, a split, you know, of like, hey, you can't have sex, you know, or the, you know, the priest and this and that. So here it is where a woman can have an orgasm up to an hour long, and that's natural. There's no, oh, somebody put something or she had to take no medicine. Natural. And again, if God made people, and a woman can do this, because the only other thing you could try to say, oh, anyway, you know, with that aspect of what I was gonna say. I'm saying God made people. Talking about unclean spirit. To come back to me. Oh yeah, and just how religion creates the shadow in essence, though. Long story short, it's like, oh, you can't have sex, this and that. So all of a sudden, you create a part of yourself like, oh, this part is bad, So show this energy, and the fact remains that you have orgasms up to, you're capable of an orgasm up to that, and you're constantly getting horny naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes work to shut that off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, what's more natural? Me fighting to shut something off or something already naturally being in, like this is already naturally in me, you know? Like a tomato is like how it naturally is, an orange, your bodysuit is naturally how it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I was talking about with God creating humans, like, so if you agree with that, then that sex drive was created by source energy, or but yet you don't say, oh no, but don't, and again that creates a split, you know and now we fighting against something. Again, I have no enemies in these times. I have no enemies whatsoever. Even the antagonist is not my enemy, because I understand how this realm works. And that's where it's getting at too, where I realize, I can't help everybody get it all, but it's a constant growth though. Again, as I'm constantly growing and understanding. All right, Straight Panther. Talking with the ancestor. HOTC. It been a while. Wait, no. Is that? Wait. Yeah, that's what I see. All right, HOTC. Great to have you back in the thing. Yeah, I say my. And see, bro, I don't be, what I'm saying? And I guess it just goes to being myself. Like, 'cause that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm not trying to, like, that's why doing these podcasts is literally therapy. I'm telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because again, it's just like, and it's like knowing that, bro, people all over the world, Kawhi, like right now, like, Donald, all the, I don't know why that was the first thing. Well, I want Donald Trump to see. the what I'm saying? I was gonna say the therapy of, just being, rawling myself where the whole world, could, because again, I have no enemies, nothing could, you know what I'm saying? And I'm aware, of course, like even without having enemies, of course we have an antagonists or energies that are playing antagonists. But again, it's how we perceive it in our realm is what creates the reality that we experience. So I'm going to perceive it how, I perceive it, Some people might want to perceive Donald Trump as the devil, you know. Some people might perceive, like again, it's, you know, but yeah, again, because live video is more interactive. One thing though, again, and with that, but of course, because I do go to the market and stuff with my jewelry, so I interact with people. But you know, and it don't have to be forced though. Again, because we're out here, God, source on the human experience. The name of the game ain't to try to like, oh, I gotta touch on everybody. Ooh. No, be a beacon, be the greatest you could be. Matter of fact, and again, being a divergent creator. You know what I'm saying? Like not being in no box and creating to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Anthony X. Uh, I I'm not still in BR. I'm in Opelousas right now. But yeah, I did go to Southern and Kobe G. That name sound familiar. I feel like like I might still like on Instagram or something like that, you know, or something. I done seen that name before. And I remember the cats, the goons. I remember they spray painted all this stuff around the yard. Yeah, shout out to the old good old days, them on the yard. That was a cool life lesson too. That was pretty different. It's like it's like jail school to some extent. More so, Southern kind of had like a closed off campus to some extent. Like again, like how some campuses I realized like was like where it's like almost mixed into the city in essence, compared to like where Southern campus is like, oh, you either come in through this way, or that way. And once you're in, like it's just the campus, like nobody stayed, like houses, residential houses are not on the around the campus are close, compared to how some other campuses may be scattered around on that level. Where was I going with that? Where was I going with that? It's talking about going to Southern and being ducked off on campus. Wait, I was talking about being on campus. Oh, I got that. Wait, it was something about. It'll come back. It'll come back. It'll come back to me. But yes, I used to be out there. Oh, all right. Lauren, you was talking about the spirits that like with. Let me see. No, I catch it way too far up there, but oh yeah. That's Riley Rage. Man, the flower like that. Uh, yeah, with the whole aspect, it was a unique experience because of it being like a closed off campus. Because at night, it's like close, like you didn't have no through traffic, so it's like its own little community, but like a little, like a jailhouse with women, in essence, and going to school. And I said not that it was a bad experience or no like a jailhouse like that, but just like like being in dorms and just that whole little situation, it's pretty unique. unique. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Lauren, I didn't really catch your question. Temple of Zah shit. That's my whole beginning of my business and my YouTube channel. Like that all come from converted sexual energy. That's when I first abstained for the first time ever. Shout out to them 2 years. Ooh, maybe like a year and a half. Let me not say maybe like a year and 11 months. 2 years. Yep, shout out to that. But yeah, that, bruh. And then I realized, like, all right, I don't have to be so uptight about it, just being aware about it, you know, and be intentional and deliberate, you know. Could use sexual experiences for sex magic, amplify manifestations. Also, like, you may provide something in a sexual experience, like what both parties involved providing a healing that the other one need, and vice versa, you know. But again, like, and again, it's like being a creator of our reality. Like, the only reason why it feels like you can't connect on that level is because mentally like, again, it's like, oh no, I can't, but then you won't be able to, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, I never find a woman or a man that could be on my level, then you won't, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, it's a little balance in that area of perspective. But again, with the sexual energy being contained, yep. Like, cause it's just like, that's what think fast. Like, it's like, shit, I'm not having sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, think fast, you know what I'm saying? Like, think fast videos or doing long videos, you know. But again, yeah, I definitely abstained for 2. And I definitely saw that difference again. Like, the energy was just like, it's like almost like, where else I'm gonna put this shit? you know, I mean, that be real with you, cause that's where exercising come in for a lot of people too. You know, it's like, all right, I ain't gonna, have sex, so I'm gonna exercise. On the flip side, where some people be angry and want to fight, they want to exercise on a fighting level because they mad because they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They don't know, they ain't find a healthy way to express that, you know, that sexual energy. And that's for anything, you know, converting the sexual energy or, you know, negative emotions, you know, could be transmuted through artwork, you know. You're feeling a certain way and you sit down and draw a little picture of that expression, you know. And gain a beautiful expression through a painful moment, you know. But some of the most inspiring songs may have came from people having one of their most darkest moments. Yiddy. Right, because I do feel that difference, like, you know, again, everything in moderation, you know. Because again, and I felt the universe let me know that it was like, all right, you are to this extent for like now you're gonna be depressed from not having sex to where that's just gonna be way more unhealthier than if you would have sex. So you know, it's like line it up, cause could be real with you, man. Like that shit there, bro. Like that part of the walk where it was like, you know, like damn, just getting real lonely. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was like that energy of like, so it just can't be life. You know, like this is what beautifulness is about. To try to, you know, and again, I see why like abstaining from anything, like, you know, like or fasting, you know, like fasting exists to build a certain level of discipline so that we could moderate and find balance with these things, you know. Ooh, that was something right there. That was a shout out to the bar Infinite Water. That was a slow motion. I forgot how I said what I just said, but it was on point. Oh man. Anthony X. Oh, all right. You from the avenues back there. All right. Avenue K. Back there by the twins, by the blue stove, the triplets. Yeah, look. Blue stove so legendary. Still to this day, that's some of the best fucking fried chicken wings I ever had in my life. And especially to say that it came from like a, you know, like what some people call like the hood corner store, bruh. That's why they expanded though. That's why they got more than just a little blue store back there. You know what I'm saying? They done expanded on them. You know what I'm saying? Amanda Love, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Only Anthony X, I only work with like some of the little breathing techniques, you know, and some of the different little movements, you know, for breathing and generating the chi movement through the body, but I never like practice like actual, you know, I don't know if it's the same as karate, like or like where you got different katas or different like little, you know, like formations in essence. I'm not familiar with it on that level. All right, Riley Rage. As a matter of fact, I know I'm about to be out too. Um, in this thing. In this thing, baby. It is what it is, bruh. Is what it is. So I hope that other sis emailed me her info. Temple Azar, your presence, you, Temple Azar, send me your email information. Say send me your address to my email. Send your full mailing address for shipping, so I could ship you this beautiful piece, this beautiful, beautiful piece of Christ Cola. But yep, that's it right there. Yep, fasting the bill certain, because yeah, that's what in any and every little aspect of fasting on whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's real. And that's real. Put this in my little sticky notes. In my little sticky notes. Yeah, Temple is out. You on point with that. You on point. You on point. And most people, this may be 14 or 12 gauge. No, it's not 10 though. It's either 14 or 12. You get it from again from Lowe's. Oh yep, I thought. Okay. And you see though, and that reflects though, to Temple of Zah. In essence, I think the universe was like, spirit, your esoteric team, you know what I'm saying? Your spirit guides and ancestors or whatever was like, when you first sent me that donation, And I brought up about like, oh, I probably need to do giveaways for sure for some of those people who donate. But for a circle though, you end up tapping in on a level and bam. You know what I'm saying? It manifests. Yeah, you guys. About to get ready to go. In fact, don't forget, y'all, like buttons. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I do new videos. Subscribe. Check out, I've organized more playlists so you could go through playlists also through each different years, so like 2015 videos, 2016, 17, 18, all the way to 2020, to see specifics, could key in on live videos from a certain little era or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because again, that's another reason why I'm not so much on that, like unless something really comes up. Because like a lot of this stuff I done said already at this point, I'm just gonna be like, providing clarity, and that's why I want to do more of a Q&A. So if like, something from watching my videos or whatever that you are like, well, all right, you remember that psychedelic video where you talked about I still don't, like I'm trying to gain clarity on what you was talking about on there. I'm trying to gain, you know what I'm saying? Like that part of spirituality, like, whatever, and build from there. You know, you know, you know, you know. Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Now is the vibrate for sure, for sure. At the end of the day, all I could be is me. My unique expression of source energy in this lifetime. Yeah, man, grateful to come through and connect with y'all. Most definitely. Matter of fact, any more questions before I go? Cause I'm about to skedaddle. You did. I know. Remember, again, gonna be feeling those ancestor energies pretty strong, especially for those of us who gonna be feeling our earthly plane ancestors very strongly. You know what I'm saying? Especially those of us in the southern region. And matter of fact, I know I just caught that as I said that too, because a lot of what we're gonna be doing, like again, like everything is to just break down the boxes and stuff like that. Because even when I think about the Louisiana area and this area, and you know, it's like like having these certain connections, but again, like not being attached to, oh, I'm a down south person or I'm a Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sourcing a human experience. You know what I'm saying? And again, we of course have our little jokey joke moments, you know what I'm saying? Because again, we're able to joke about like that's source on the human experience. Like, fuck it. Am I not powerful enough to at least joke about my human experience and no, joking about your human experience will cause you to reincarnate. Like, nah, man. Nah, man, nah. Yep, and matter of fact, with Temple of Eyes, you're saying that because that's, and we're gonna end on that note, with source on the human experience is to clear up all the confusion, and integrate integrity work, you know what I'm saying? Like I could either be out here hating and trying to beef with aspects of myself, or I could be trying to live my best life and know that I ain't got no enemies and you know, because I realize like that's what is either some of us gonna realize like we could be living our best lives, uh, get caught up in the external shit show that what I'm saying. And as I say that, we are the best that happened to the best of it as far as getting caught up in the external shit show, you know. But definitely, like, it's definitely real about and tapping in with the imagination, being that divergent creator. For my little, bring it back full circle and stamp the video, ending it again with that. Like, what is the definition of divergent? Divergent tending to be different or develop in different directions, Again, that's kind of like that Uranus energy slash, Aquarius energy with that uniqueness, that unconventional expression. But again, though, divergent is again like that develop in different directions or tending to be different. It's like being that divergent and not fitting into a certain mold, because that's what again traps our soul into the reincarnation cycle, is like identify, because that's what actually creates the heaviness or the weight, like when we talk about weighing the heart with the feather, symbolically speaking. But again, like it's like those attachments to that heavy energy are those certain programs and boxes we was holding ourselves to, you know like, oh, I'm a Hebrew, or I'm just and just staying in, I mean, there's aspects of those expressions that have truth in it in the essence, but like I know I don't identify again with source on the human experience. And again, if I say I'm source on the human experience and something come out and be like, but oh no, you see, you gotta see how, like, that just automatically say you trying to convince me to be in some kind of box. Cause here I just relinquish myself from the box, and cause it comes off as like as a person trying to teach or tell you what's really better. Like, well, no, you see, brother, you are Hebrew, or you see, like, man, if you don't cast your spells somewhere else, you go to casting spells, and one of my protection spells that I already got up on myself, does what it does and protect me and backfire whatever you got going on back towards you, man. I'm joking and saying like shit, sending it back towards them, but of course it's not an energy of that nature. But you get what I'm saying. All right, y'all. Again, now it's the vibrate. Remember to thumbs up, and again, feedback of certain subject matter that you would like to the podcast to implement, and this will turn into a space where I take phone calls. We're gonna get it right. Trust. Grateful for y'all being patient and trusting the process for yourselves on your spiritual growth first and foremost. And again, chiming in and connecting with me, you know what I'm saying? Greatly appreciate. But again, I'm just here sharing, you know what I'm saying? Sharing my experiences, sharing my growth, trusting that my vulnerable expression will allow for you to pick up on something that can help you gain insight and perspective and solutions within your realm. That's it, baby. That's it, baby. I ain't up here to try to talk proper to you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yep, Mr. Brian. Happy now. Oh, and matter of fact, I can't get the crystals mixed up. It's Temple of Zion. I forgot who was the other person earlier. Oh, Rachel D. Rachel D. and Temple of Zion. Shout out to Rachel D. and Temple of Zion for getting them some crystals in this live video. And again, remember that if you're in the area, in Louisiana area, got the legendary rappers K Reno and Point Blank in Opelousas, June 26th, the day before June 27th. The long drive. June 27th is it's the legendary freestyle that DJ Screw hosted. It's like 30 minutes long or whatever. But it's connected with the date June 27th. But as a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to do a little meditation for Screw on that day, before that day. Tap in with the DJ Screw energy. I want to talk about, baby. And be present, staying light, not getting caught up, Divergent creator, creating our realm, tapping in with our imagination, creating our world and not letting the distractions of the external world create you. You know what I'm saying? Because the only reason why some stuff feels so uneasy and so because we're not being present. None of that exists in the moment. Right now, I don't see none of what the news talking about right now. Right now, I'm in front of a camera, almost looking crazy because I done stopped in this little position. But this is right now, not 5 minutes ago, not the next 5 minutes, right now. But peace, man. Love y'all. Stay walking in your divine power, and that's another thing too. And again, like knowing how much of a creator you are, and but this kind of speak to what I said again about the not letting let's say create your world. Don't let the distraction of the external world create you. You know what I'm saying? But just staying in that. That's basically what I was gonna say. I was gonna try to find another way to say the same stuff. That's basically what it is, y'all. Stay tapped in with the inner realm. Now it's a vibrate, y'all. Peace. Matter of fact, one time for y'all, man. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.